The internet is still a screaming void of hot takes, bad faith arguments, and people like Destiny, the debate bro supreme, slicing through life's big questions like a verbal chainsaw, cutting through a pile of existential dread.
The idea is there are some animals where when they mate, they have fewer offspring, but they are incredibly high investment offspring. So for instance, for humans, the reason why humans don't just woman run around, another woman run around, the reason why you don't do that, there are a couple reasons, but the main reason is because the offspring is super high investment. One, the woman is pregnant for 9 months, which is a long time. And then two, the child, when it comes out, is worthless for years. I think, I could be wrong, but I think cats and dogs, don't they walk on day one? I think they walk the first day. And human babies can't walk for... No, it's not day one. Hold on. How many days until a cat can walk? Oh, never mind. It's not day one. That was a little overexaggerated. 3 to 4 weeks is what Quora says, but still much quicker than humans. Horses and cows walk day one. Okay. But when you have lots of babies, so they have whole litters, and when the babies are viable, like relatively quickly, then you can just have tons of babies. So the males of the species will just run around. They have sex with whatever they can. Usually those creatures that are selected for having lots of babies with low investment are also pretty, they give like an indication of when they're ready to be, right? This is why cats or whatever are in heat. But then the other version of creatures, I don't remember which one is which, that have high investments usually have I think that both parents generally stick around more. They have far fewer children. They're much more invested in them. They've had to take care of them at like greater cost to themselves. Our selected species are those that emphasize high growth rates, typically exploit less crowded ecological niches, and produce many offspring, each of which has a relatively low probability of surviving to adulthood. By contrast, K-selected species display traits associated with living in densities close to carrying capacity, and typically are strong competitors in such crowded niches that invest more heavily in fewer offspring, each of which has a relatively high probability of surviving to adulthood. Interesting article about why children are born so early. My understanding was that if they were born any later, their heads would be too big to come out of it. Didn't Robert Sapolsky have a lecture on this? We listened to a lecture, it was a long time ago. I don't know if he goes over a lot of RK selection stuff. He might have in one of the episodes.
Today, he's not arguing about politics or dunking on some poor soul on X. He's gone full Nat Geo, diving headfirst into the wild world of reproductive strategies, comparing humans to cats, dogs, horses, and whatever else popped into his head while he was probably doom scrolling at 2 a.m. This isn't just a biology lesson, it's a philosophical roller coaster. A meditation on why humans are so obsessed with their precious, helpless babies, while other animals are out here treating reproduction like a Vegas slot machine. Pull the lever, hope for a jackpot, and move on. And as a liberal with a penchant for unhinged comedy, I'm here to take Destiny's musings, crank the volume to 11, and turn this into a laugh so hard you cry takedown of evolution's cruel sense of humor. Let's set the stage. Destiny's on his stream, probably surrounded by empty monster cans and a keyboard that's seen more battles than a medieval warlord. And he's riffing on why humans don't just churn out babies like a cat in heat. His big point, human babies are high investment. We're not talking about a quick deposit at the baby bank and a withdrawal 9 months later of a fully functional adult ready to file taxes. No, no, no. Human reproduction is like signing up for a 20-year mortgage with a screaming, drooling cosigner who can't even hold their own head up. 9 months of pregnancy, 9 months, and then you get a kid who's basically a potato with lungs for years. Years. Compare that to, say, a horse, which pops out a foal that's up and running like it's auditioning for the Kentucky Derby on day one. Destiny's out here marveling at the contrast, and I'm right there with him, because evolution's got some explaining to do. Let's talk about humans for a second. because we are, without a doubt, the most extra species when it comes to babies. 9 months of pregnancy, that's not a gestation period. That's a full-on Netflix series with a cliffhanger ending. And when the baby finally arrives, it's not like, congrats, here's your new employee of the month. No, it's a helpless blob that can't walk, can't talk, can't even wipe its own, but for like a decade, Destiny's got it right. Human babies are the ultimate high-investment project, like building a cathedral by hand while also breastfeeding it and singing it lullabies. And why? Because evolution decided that humans should have big brains, which means big heads, which means babies have to pop out early before their skulls get too massive to fit through the birth canal. It's like evolution looked at women and said, here's a deal. You get to create life, but it's gonna hurt a lot, take forever, and then you're on diaper duty for years. You're welcome. Compare that to, say, cats, who Destiny points out can walk in a few weeks. Not day one as he initially thought, but still, way faster than humans. Cats are out here like, here's a litter of 6. They'll be climbing curtains by next month. I'm off to nap in a sunbeam. Or horses, who literally hit the ground running, ready to gallop into the sunset, while human parents are still Googling how to get spit up out of a couch. Evolution's got 2 strategies here. The R-selection crowd, who crank out babies like they're running a factory, and the K-selection crowd, like us, who pour everything into a few precious snowflakes who might not even say thank you until they're 30. Destiny's riffing on this like a biology professor who's had one too many espressos, and I'm here for it, because it's both hilarious and horrifying to realize we're the species that chose the high-maintenance route. Now, let's zoom out, because this isn't just about babies. It's about what babies tell us about ourselves. Destiny's diving into R-selection versus K-selection, a concept straight out of Ecology 101, where some species go for quantity, think roaches, churning out a zillion eggs and hoping a few survive, and others go for quality, think elephants, who take their sweet time raising one calf like it's the heir to the throne. Humans are peak K-selection, investing so much in our kids that it's a wonder we don't just collapse under the weight of car seats, college funds, and existential dread. And Destiny's point is that this isn't just biology, it's strategy. Evolution's betting on our big-brained babies to survive in a world that's crowded, competitive, and full of predators, whether those predators are saber-toothed tigers or just Karen from HR. But here's where it gets funny, because Destiny's not just talking science. He's stumbling through it like a guy who's trying to explain quantum physics after watching half a YouTube video. He's like, cats walk on day 1, right? No. Okay, 3 weeks, whatever, still faster than humans. And then he's throwing out names like Robert Sapolsky, the rockstar neuroscientist, like he's trying to flex his intellectual cred while simultaneously admitting he can't quite remember the lecture. It's peak Destiny, half genius, half chaos, all in on the idea that if you just keep talking, you'll eventually make sense. And as a liberal with a comedian's heart, I'm eating it up, because there's something deeply human about trying to wrestle with the mysteries of life, while also getting distracted by whether cows can walk on day 1. Let's roast this idea to ashes, shall we? Because the whole concept of humans as high-investment baby factories is both a miracle and a cosmic joke. Evolution's like, here's the deal. You get to be the smartest species on the planet, but in exchange, your babies are going to be useless for years, and you're going to spend half your life wiping noses and arguing about screen time. And we're like, cool, sign me up. Meanwhile, cats are out here popping out 6 kittens, giving them a quick lick, and calling it a day. Horses are birthing foals that are ready to join the stampede before humans even figure out how to assemble a stroller. And don't even get me started on roaches, who are probably laughing their exoskeletons off at our whole one baby at a time shtick. It's like evolution gave us the deluxe parenting package, complete with stretch marks, sleep deprivation, and a lifetime subscription to guilt. But there's a deeper truth here, and destiny's circling it like a shark sniffing blood in the water. Our high investment strategy isn't just about biology. It's about culture, society, love. Humans don't just raise kids. We raise futures. We pour everything into our offspring. Time, money, tears. Those little yogurt pouches that cost more than a latte, because we believe they're worth it. We're not just trying to keep them alive. We're trying to make them thrive, to give them the tools to navigate a world that's equal parts wonder and dumpster fire. And that's where the liberal in me gets all mushy, because this is what makes us human. It's not just about big brains or opposable thumbs. It's about the audacity to bet everything on a single kid, to say, "You're gonna change the world," or at least not burn the house down trying.